मुझे कभी-कभी लगता है मुझे का यूट्यूबर होना चाहिए था. So you may think that you're an overthinker, but what's really happening is your mind is addicted to chew on a problem at all times. It needs to fix or figure out some or the other problem. And that's why when life feels calm, you're like, something is wrong and it has to be fixed right now. So there's a psychological reason that your mind always needs problems. We are wired to look for danger because we did not live in cities always. The human brain evolved to detect threats to avoid danger. But now, in today's time, we have no actual lion to fight. That's why our mind made its own mental lions. What if they reject me? What if I look like a fool? What if I lose everything that I've built so far? Thank you. Bam, so pretty. Terima kasih. I am eating this strawberry. I don't care. I'll wash it with the pool water, which is dirtier than the grass. But I will see my mind. I did not let it get hooked to the strawberry falling on the fucking ground. I'm gonna eat. I actually ate it. See, now what my brain is doing is trying to hook itself to a problem. It's already in my mouth. And there's no threat. Because I'm from India. I'm from Delhi. I've had street food all my life. My immune system is awesome as fuck. So, your mind will make stuff up. There's a threat. There's always a threat. There's no threat. There's no lion running after you. But the threats that are not even real, they feel very real because that is how your mind is wired to perceive it. So it's good news because you're just realizing that. It's not the fear that you have to fix, it is the perception. Now you can deal with that. What does that look like? You can change it, you can alter it, you can leave that perception altogether. We'll get into it in a second. So this is a cycle. And how did it get created? You received a problem or a delay and you decided to label it as a problem and fix it or overanalyze it. You were able to do that and you got that dopamine rush for solving a problem. Now your brain knows when you fix a problem is equal to you feel that high. Unconsciously, your brain is just reproducing problems, or when there is none, you are literally looking out there to find problems because you know unconsciously when you find the problem, you solve it and you feel that high. So you're trying to feel that life energy by fixing problems. And if you're wondering, what is wrong with that? Because beyond problem lies a solution. What if your brain is wired to look for possibilities? What does that look like?
One question is it like our brain doesn't feel useful unless we are fixing some problems?
So Sarthak just asked the question, is it that our brain does not feel useful when it's not fixing a problem? Fuck yes. And it is not something that you decided yesterday, it's a learned behavior, right? So it also depends upon your culture. What family culture or even the state that you're living in, the city you're living in, their culture. So I don't want to name that state again and again, but my roots are in a particular state in India and it's very problem based. The conversation, in the dialogue, in the tone, problem. Do you hear that tone? I'm just giving you 1% of how it is. So it's like you learn from your environment that, there's always a problem. It's what you've been surrounded by since a long time. So your brain now believes that if you're fixing a problem, it means something. So it could be that you feel a sense of superiority. Maybe you were applauded again and again and again that, this person is always, like solving problems. If you have a problem, go to this person. You're just naturally attracting problems, right? Because you gave it a meaning that if this happens, if I solve this problem, is equal to this, something positive. So again, connected to dopamine rush.
So even after solving one problem, we instantly look for another. So
yeah. So when we are actually fixing the problem, we think once this is done, boom, it is done. But if you zoom out and observe the pattern, when you fix a problem, what happens is you just unconsciously move to the other problem. If you're not able to find it right away, you feel fidgety, you feel, no. You can't be in a state of stillness. You need another problem. So it's like you you think that one problem solved, great, I can't wait for this problem to be solved. But you're in a pattern loop. That means after one problem, you're just naturally attracting another problem. That's why people later in their life feel exhausted by life itself. It's because they were problem magnets rather than possibility magnets. So this pattern of having one problem after another is not really about the problem in itself. It is about self-image. And it may feel like, what? It's so unrelated. It's not. Because you see this pattern unconsciously as something that sort of boasts your self-image. Or for some people, they get a kick out of knowing that they have a low self-image. And yes, that's a thing. I've been there. We all have been there, right? Whenever you find yourself feeling like, I have to fix this problem, I'm feeling like I can't go beyond this problem. This is the most important thing. When you catch yourself feeling something like that, then get present to what am I thinking right now. Usually what happens with adults is we try to catch our thoughts. It's really difficult to catch our thoughts, especially when you don't have the habit of sitting with yourself. It's easier to catch your feelings, right? Because you feel them more in your body. Thoughts are running like, they're almost like air. So thoughts create emotions. So check with yourself whenever you're feeling like down, tired, or even motivated, even negatively motivated. What does that feel like? Oh, like I have to fix this first. The urgency, maybe that's your trigger point, right? So whenever you're feeling like that, check with your thoughts. Okay, what was I thinking just now? I was thinking that I have to fix this problem so that I can move beyond the project or relationship or whatever. Then ask yourself, is that a problem of the present or is that the problem of the future? Most of your problems are not even relevant in this moment. You're constantly trying to overthink for the future in the present so that you can change the future. That future is not even going to happen most probably. If it does, you have all the intelligence in the world to figure it out at that time. If you're not taking care of the present moment right now, in the future, in the new present moment, you wouldn't be taking care of that present moment and then you will be thinking of the future again. So you're just trying to grasp the future that you think will happen, which is more problem oriented, when none of this is real. There is no tiger running after you. So come back to your present moment and ask yourself, what do I have right now that I have to take care of? First step is get present with your emotions so that you can catch the thought that is running in your head and ask yourself, is that the problem of the present or is that the problem of the future? Then you got to replace the problem energy with creative energy. Most of the times we are overthinking on our future, especially negatively, because we have a bit too much time on our hands and a bit too much of our creative energy is sitting idle. We're not creating anything with it. And the reason is because you logically believe, let me fix the problem and then I will channel that energy into creating something. No, create something right now. If you're in your head, get in your hands. This is the easiest way to not just let go of your problem patterns, but also let go of anxiety and boredom, everything. This is a rule that I gave myself when I was drowning in my overthinking. I didn't have money for rent. I did not have much clients. I did not have a team so that I could put out content. And I used to tell myself, the body freezes when you're constantly overthinking. So I used to tell myself, I am in my head. I'm bringing my energy into my hands. That means I would literally get up and create something with my hands. Whether I'm writing, I'm typing, I am painting, I'm doing yoga, my hands have to be moving so that, boom, the attention comes to the present moment. So as you're breaking your pattern of hyper focusing on problems, do not expect that peace is gonna start showering in your life, because there will be a phase in between when you will be going bonkers, sitting, knowing that you're not overthinking about your problems, because this is a phase that you're going through of letting go of this pattern. You will be going bonkers, and especially when peace and quiet moments of chilling come to you, You're like, what the fuck is this? I'm such a useless person. I need to be on my toes. I need to be overthinking on stuff so that I know that there is no threat. You will be sitting through this phase, sitting with your feelings. If you do not, then two things will happen. Either you go back to the old pattern, same pattern. That's the easiest thing to do. Or you will try to find something else that gives you that dopamine rush. So in that moment, you will feel good. You'll also feel like, oh, I'm free from my problem pattern. But very soon you'll go back to the old pattern. So the only thing that's left is, it's a little torturous, which is, I am sitting with this uneasiness in my fucking body because I'm not trying to solve any problem at the moment. Although I see 10,000 problems in front of me, I'm not solving them because they're not of the present, they're of the future. Although my mind believes they might be of the present and I have to fix them right now, but I'm not fixing them. So you got to sit with your feelings, sit with your feelings, sit with your feelings, sit with your feelings. Okay. Then another thing that really helps is what's next energy. Yeah. I don't know if this is you, but check with yourself. Does this happen with you when you complete a project? You start thinking a lot about the project that you just completed. It could be traveling that you did, it could be you went on a date, it could be that you sent an email for your dream project or whatever. When it's done, after it's done, you start overthinking, like, oh, but then what if they say no, and what if this happens? And then your mind slowly slips into the negative reality, and now you're overthinking for something that's already done, and you're projecting those negative outcomes in the future. And now you're trying to take actions to avoid that negative future. All of this was done with your brain. It was created by your brain, right? So instead, get into what's next energy. That doesn't mean that you're always running and doing more and more and more and more things, but only in this moment when your mind is going bonkers, you can ask yourself, now that I have done my retreat, I'm asking myself, what's next? I didn't have to ask myself honestly. I am in pure creative energy, creative flow in my life, like pure creative flow. Sometimes I have to tell myself, we're not doing this right now because there's so much creativity flowing through me. And creativity is not always arts and crafts and all of that. It's also creation happening through you. Creation, right? So, like, I'm just hypothetically saying this, like, I was already in creation mode. What's next, right? In fact, I would say, what what's the next thing that wants to be created through me is something that just came to me during my retreat. And it is massive. It is massive. This time I will genuinely take you along in the process of creating that vision for sure. It's massive. But the point being, I asked myself unconsciously what's next, and the next project came into picture. And I'm just very naturally flowing into that phase of my life, right? So there's no overthinking on, oh, what if, it went bad or whatever, blah, 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 whatever the mind makes it up, right? Because there's no space. The mind does not have any space for that. And one more activity that I suggest is journal dump. I would do that for many years in my initial journey of building my life, building my business. Journal dump is that every morning you are writing at least 5 pages of everything that is coming to your mind. And if you're like, oh, but nothing is coming to my mind, even that goes on paper. This is suggested in a book called War of Art or Art of War. I think it's War of Art, yeah. And I started doing it from there, and it really empties your brain. It's almost like uh, you open a tap and it all flushes out, it all flows out, and then your brain has no desire to overthink on the problems because they're just gone. They're energetically addressed because they're acknowledged on the paper. Highly recommend doing that. And another tool that I will give you is, your brain is again wired to think of what if it goes wrong. You can start asking yourself this question: what's the best that could happen from here? I remember I was speaking to a friend who was incredible at marketing, and she was like, she can earn so much more than her job. And we were just making a plan, like how to get clients. She was like, what if there are months that I don't have any clients? And I asked her this question. What if you have so much demand that you have to flow some of that demand to some marketing colleagues of yours because you don't have that much bandwidth to take all the clients. So that's a positive what if situation. So you have to train your mind. You have to quite literally train your mind to start thinking in terms of what's the best that could happen here. How can this be the best decision of my life? How could this thing serve me in a way that I can't even imagine? So अब होगा क्या, चलते फिरते you are this magnet of possibilities. क्यों? क्योंकि your brain is wired to be possibility oriented. So yeah, from problem to possibility is a choice that you have to make again and again and again and again and again till it becomes an unconscious choice. Then it's going to be extremely difficult for you to even think of problems seriously because they're not. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm Yuvika, your mindset coach. Cheers to a smoothie that I didn't love too much, but I have my team here. This beautiful, beautiful space. So cheers to a happy, possibility-oriented life. I love you. Again. Bye. 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 Bye.